Please stand by for further details. We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
Hello to those of you who are feeling called to this reading in particular. Welcome to Mystery Reading. I'm going to start off with 4 cards from the Prismavisions Tarot, and then I'm going to get a couple of cards from the Ancestor Spirit Oracle to see what your ancestors have to say about the situation. If you'd like to be a part of the community that I'm trying to create, subscribe and hit that notification bell. And before I get your first card, remember that this is a general reading that could be meant for more than one person. So if you're struggling to find meaning in a message, that's okay. Just let it go, because it might just be meant for someone else. And if it truly was meant for you, the universe and your spirit guides will make that obvious to you, either sometime during this reading or sometime during your journey. So before I actually started recording, I picked up on Ace of Wands type of energy. So whoever is watching this reading, there's an opportunity either right now in front of you, in the future, or an opportunity from the past that you've been working on for a while. I just saw 1, 2, 3, which is a sign to trust that everything happens for a reason in the way that it's meant to. Whether it's from the past, present, or the future, this Ace of Wands was or is or will be very much attached to your passion, your fire, your drive, your will, your magic, whatever really gets you going, something that really inspires, or will inspire you. It's very interesting that we have the past, present, and the future. That tarot spread in particular. If you use tarot cards or cards in general to communicate with the universe and your spirit guides, maybe the past, present, future spread is something that they want you to use to get a better understanding of something, or maybe even this opportunity, and how it's transformed or will transform over time. I saw 222 as well, so I definitely feel that this opportunity will bring, or is bringing, a lot of balance and peace and stability, mostly because it allows you to express yourself rather than keeping it all, bottled up inside. So let's see what card we get first. I also feel that someone here needs to take their time with an opportunity that they're very passionate about. I have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse. It has the Moon and Taurus on it. The 6 of Pentacles is about giving to others upright, and when it's in reverse, I always interpret it as giving to yourself, pouring into yourself instead of someone else or something outside of yourself. I also saw the Moon here in reverse, which I'm not going to take it. I saw it right when I mentioned that this card is reversed, so it feels significant. And I also saw 333, which that number really confirms the idea of expressing yourself and allowing that self-expression to help you grow and to expand a part of yourself that you deserve to have reflected in your reality more. Maybe there's a part of yourself that you're so used to hiding. The Moon in reverse tells me that there's a lot of darkness here. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, like pouring into yourself. It feels like this opportunity that you're passionate about, the initial fiery, inspiring opportunity, it feels like there's many opportunities lined up, but the initial one was, is, or will be about healing, for sure. And it's almost like a domino effect afterward. After you heal and find peace and a better sense of stability on many different levels, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, the good luck is going to start rolling in. The 6 on the 6 of Pentacles is actually, for me, about unconditional love. I've heard that that is the universal number of unconditional love. And I'm thinking of, I took a Lyft today, and the woman who was driving was upset because she was talking to people about her own religion, and, you know, other people were talking to her about their religion, and the people she was talking to was like getting an attitude, like judging her. If you can't guess what religion she already has, it is, I believe she was Christian. She talked about God, you know, so maybe you feel like it's hard to express your more religious side because of judgment. But where was I taking this story? Oh, she was talking about the number 6 as well. And she saw that number as, there's another religion with the 6-sided star, or 6-pointed star. I'm not sure what religion that is. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you could look it up if you feel called to. You could. It does feel like religion in general, regardless of what it is, it could be hard for you to express that side of yourself because of judgment. But yeah, I thought so interesting that she was talking about the number 6, and it's coming through in this reading as the very first card. And like that was like a spiritual experience for me, speaking to that woman. She was very passionate, and I love to see it. I love to see anyone passionate about what they believe in, because that's how you know they really connect. So if you're passionate about what you believe in, that does not mean you're crazy. That just means you're really connected to what you believe in, and that's a really beautiful thing in my opinion. I think she talked about how, like, she interprets the number 6 as like evil or something bad, you know, like how people typically see it. Usually people don't like to see 666 because it makes them feel uneasy. But for me, it's different. I mean, 666, it does make me think of the Devil card in tarot. Even the number 15 on that card comes down to a 6. But it's not like, it can be evil where someone is doing something that they know they shouldn't be doing, but in this context of this reading, this is more about addressing your unhealthy attachments. Maybe there are things that you are attached to that you know that you shouldn't be. Or you could also not know that there are things that you are attached to that you shouldn't be. The less obvious things would be certain perspectives or a certain way of looking at things. The devil energy can be very restrictive and limiting, and I really do feel like you are being called to liberate yourself from something through this opportunity to express yourself and your passion, and to trust that naturally, as you move along this journey, you will start to see your luck change. You do have the power to change what comes your way. And now we can't control everything, but you also can't believe that everything bad or challenging that happens to you is a punishment, because it's not. Especially if you're like an honest person with a strong sense of integrity. The challenges you face in life is not to punish you. It's to show you your strength. People who are honest and have strong morals tend, at least in from my perspective, they tend to really underestimate themselves, and they tend to feel small, but you shouldn't feel that way. There is so much power in truth and honesty, and I can't believe that we're about to be at 10 minutes on this video and we're just on one card. There's a lot of energy coming through for somebody, and the universe, especially the universe, wants you to appreciate your passion and the love that you have for whatever you love. You know, the world, other people, the universe, God, whatever you believe in. And I feel like one thing that you are forgetting to love more is yourself. I feel like this is about directing the passion that you have inward rather than outward. Let's go ahead and get your next card. Yeah, we have the King of Cups in reverse. Yes, this card to me does represent emotional instability. I just saw 1010. The universe, your spirit guides, they do want to communicate with you about, you know, struggling mentally or emotionally. I saw 1, 2, 3. They want to talk to you about this for a reason. You're not alone. This is a collective effort. And know that the universe will not punish you for being ignorant. You know, that would be ridiculous. But yeah, this card also really shows how passionate you actually are. You know, you feel so deeply that it's hard to control your actions. But I think the universe and your spirit guides want you to know that there is a better way to align your morals with your actions rather than in destructive ways. The devil energy is coming through again. How can you use your passion, your faith, your love for, you know, for yourself and for the collective in a constructive way rather than destructive? There's a strong message here about validating your anger and your frustration. It matters. It's valid. Whatever you're angry about, I don't care what it is. It's valid. But there's a better way to express that anger and to use that powerful energy. You have to remember how powerful anger is. You know, it's like passion times 10. At least with the way that I look at it. I just saw the moon at the bottom of the deck again. Yeah, there's so much darkness here, but so much light exists within you to help you lead the way. There's something very beautiful about this reading that I just really can't put my finger on. This is not only about repairing your relationship with yourself, but also with the universe, your faith, your beliefs. You know, having a more optimistic view about life rather than pessimistic. But remember, it's also about balance. You don't want to be overly optimistic because then you'll be naive. And you don't want to be overly pessimistic because not only will you be naive, you'll also be destructive. I also saw 1222, the universe. That's a sign from the universe encouraging you to just be yourself and to trust that it's going to pay off. I feel someone here who feels very locked inside. You know, like keeping your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings, your beliefs, all bottled up inside of you. If you experience disappointment and frustration and getting outcomes that you don't want, part of that might be because, like, let me think, how do I say this? However you show up in this world is what you are going to attract. So if you show up as yourself, you're going to attract things that reflect who you are. But if you show up as somebody else or someone that you're not, you're going to attract things that don't align with who you truly are. And that's why it's so important to be yourself. That self-love, the encouragement for that is coming through so much, so strong, because the universe and all of, you know, the spiritual support on the other side does not want you to keep facing disappointment and frustration and sadness and numbness and anger time and time and time again. I just felt something here about disappointing yourself. Of course, not everything that happens to us is because of how we're energetically aligned. So use your judgment. But there is, on some level, you know, the way you show up is playing a part in the kind of outcomes you are attracting. And you need to hold yourself accountable to be more authentic and honest. And, you know, based on my own past, I know that being honest, you know, in some cases it's very much easier said than done, because honesty can get you in trouble, it can get you hurt. So again, use your judgment. You are smart, and if you allow yourself to look inward for your answers, you know what to do. And I saw 432. So there is encouragement here again to trust that everything happens for a reason. You went through what you did for a reason. You're feeling all of these feelings for a reason. I'm thinking back to what that woman said. She said it twice, that we are spiritual beings. Maybe that's why you feel so passionate. But only you will know. Next, I have the Fool with the Crown chakra. Honestly, I'm really loving doing the longer readings. It's just sometimes it can be hard when you have so much going on. But now that I'm recording, videos the day before I upload them, it's easier to find the time to make longer readings. I did see 1515, so that devil energy is coming through, but when you mix that with the Fool, this is a new beginning, a new cycle. This could be related to the Ace of Wands, opportunity energy. It doesn't have to be, but there is a new cycle here that is waiting to be unlocked. A new beginning, a new way of living, a new way of looking at life, a new way of expressing yourself, of thinking and feeling and, expressing. 333 might be a really, really significant number for someone, so pay attention. If you see that number, pay attention to what you're thinking, feeling, and going through when you see that number. I'm really looking at this here, this circle or zero. I'm not sure what it is, but I do know that it represents something. It represents a cycle. So something here needs to come full circle. You went through the challenge and the pain and the heartbreak, and now it's time to bring things full circle by finding closure. There could be many things that you need to find closure with. Generally speaking, I do feel like there's like a core, wound here that needs to be addressed that will make other wounds easier to heal or to even understand. It's all 654. Remember that everything happens for a reason. I know it gets so annoying to hear that, but it's one of the most truest things I've ever believed on my spiritual journey. It's more about trusting that you're heading in the right direction rather than having that immediate validation that you are heading in the right direction. I'm also feeling something here about your intuition and struggling to trust yourself. There's a reason you struggle to trust yourself. With this King of Cups, you don't always see things clearly, and it's okay to admit that. When we're kids, we never see things clearly, and some of us don't have a fair chance to grow into a more mature, balanced perspective about life. The crown chakra here as well is a little hint here that you will gain wisdom from this healing, and with this wisdom you will better understand how to use your passion, your rage, your sadness, whatever darkness you feel like keeps you locked up in your mind. You could definitely be afraid of what's going on, expressing your inner world in your external world. And I just got distracted by a bird. For some reason I heard birds of a feather. I'm not sure what that means, but feathers could be significant if you're seeing feathers. Maybe you want to look up the spiritual meaning for that if you don't already have a meaning associated with it. But seeing that bird, it does give me a sense of freedom. Again, because birds, they can go anywhere they want. I mean, humans, we can go anywhere we want, but we have trees and rivers in the way. We have obstacles. But, yeah, maybe there are obstacles in your way that you need to work your way around. Seeing a bird could also be about seeing a bird's eye view or a third perspective point of view, or like an objective point of view rather than something that's more biased and subjective. The universe wants you to see the full picture of why you went through what you did, but the only way to do that is to bring things full circle through healing. And I feel like your faith or your spirituality is supposed to be part of your healing journey. Again, pay attention to the signs, the messages. because you're not going through this alone, not by any means. You do have a spiritual support team. We all do. Maybe you feel called to learn to communicate with the universe and your spirit guides, and this is confirmation of that. Let's get your last card from this deck. We have the Four of Cups in reverse with the Moon and Cancer, but for some reason I'm wanting to say Pisces. Maybe water signs in general could be significant for you. Scorpio is another one. Oh my gosh, and I look this, we have the Two of Cups. This could be about a relationship, or it's literally about anything that you have invested in emotionally. So it could be anything. Just take the reading however it resonates, but remember to not force anything to fit. I notice as well that there's a moon here and here. The moon energy is such a strong energy, so if you feel called to, I encourage you to look up the meaning of the moon card in tarot, especially the reversed position. You know, people interpret cards differently, so just take whatever interpretation works for you. I saw 111. Trust yourself and what interpretation works for you. That's what the number 111 is about, trusting yourself. Remember that your healing, your spiritual journey is personal, and you don't need to validate to anyone why you do things the way that you do or why you interpret things the way that you do. Because it's not about other people, it's about you. This Four of Cups in reverse. To me, this energy can come off as being more isolated. Feeling alone, feeling very disconnected, closing yourself off from new opportunities. I feel like you might not have room for new opportunities related to your emotions, no matter what it is. It doesn't have to be a relationship, but it can be. But the reason why you're not open to other emotional opportunities is because you're already so focused and attached to one from the past. I'm starting to feel like that, well, I was going to say I'm starting to feel like that Ace of Wands in the beginning might be related to a past opportunity related to your passions, but it doesn't have to be. You know, these passionate opportunities, they exist in the past, present, and the future, so again, take it however it resonates. I did see 222. Maybe there is spending too much time alone here. Let me think for a second. I just feel someone here who is just so disappointed and feeling sad. And it's okay to feel that way, but it's not okay for these feelings to destroy your sense of stability. Again, your anger is so valid, but there's a better way to express this that is healthier and that, you know, is more beneficial to you rather than destructive. It's all about just being open to the opportunity to do that. I saw 333 as well. It's about being open to expressing yourself, and it doesn't have to be to other people. I saw 234. Everything happens for a reason. You could express yourself in a journal, to a therapist, to a friend, through art, through whatever way helps you get this energy out and helps you process the thoughts that are attached to these intense feelings. Let's go ahead now and move on to the Ancestor Spirit Oracle to see what your ancestors have to say. I definitely feel so strongly that they are so with you right now because you deserve to feel safe and you deserve to feel heard. And if it resonates, you deserve to have family that feels like family. So energetically, you might feel their presence. You might not. It just depends. But trust that they are there with you whenever you need them to be. Wow. Wow. We have remember who you are, culture, resilience, and beliefs. We've been talking a lot about being yourself and your beliefs. Maybe I just heard tradition. So there could be certain traditions that you feel attached to, not in an unhealthy way, like beliefs-wise. Or there's something very cultural here about who you are. Remember who you are. Your ancestors want you to remember who you were when you were a kid. So that way you can return your inner child back to yourself, rather than them being lost in La La Land. There could be something significant here about Peter Pan, or Peter Pan syndrome. It doesn't have to be as serious, though. It could just, be a general feeling of just feeling like you're stuck in childhood. But this remember who you are is really making me think back to what I was talking about how you show up is going to attract. It plays a part in what you attract. So this is really confirming that your ancestors want you to learn to be yourself and to express yourself honestly and authentically, so that way you can attract opportunities and people that you deserve to be surrounded by. To attract the people that love you in the way that you deserve to be loved, you first need to learn to love yourself the way you deserve to be loved. Repairing your relationship with yourself is about repairing your relationship with your inner child. Whatever you went through as a kid, I'm telling you, your anger is valid. And there's something you can do to make a difference based on what you went through. But again, it's only if you choose to do that. For your last card, we have Earth Magic, Nature, Rituals, and Charms. This is a very interesting card to come out, because in the last couple of ancestor readings that I've uploaded in the past couple of days, there was definitely a magical energy here. Mother Earth or Gaia could be trying to connect with you. There could be something very significant here about connecting with trees. This tree has a face. Or just connecting with nature in general, but for somebody specific, trees are definitely significant for you. Let me think. Is there anything else that I could get out of this? The Earth Magic card, like I said, could also just be about connecting with nature more, but there might be specific things from nature that you connect with the most. It could be trees, it could be the rocks, it could be, if you believe in it, the elves. I actually just noticed in this card, that there are like little beings here. I know that some people do believe in fairies and elves and stuff like that. I don't know if I do. But if you do, there is confirmation of that belief here. Maybe this is part of the culture or the tradition that is calling to you. You could be from Ireland or Scotland or Britain. Is it called Great Britain anymore? I don't know. The UK in general. You could be from the UK. Or you could have some distant ancestors that were from the UK that are really trying to connect with you. Or just any ancestors that are, that have some sort of tradition or connection to nature. There's definitely something very sacred, and I want to say patient, about this energy. There could be a specific feminine spirit here with you, or an ancestor that passed on that was a woman in this life. But that will be the end of your reading. I really hope that it was helpful or relevant in some way. If you liked it, hit the like button to show me that. That is the best way to support me. And if you'd like to offer even more support, you can do so by donating it through the thanks button directly below the video. Absolutely not obligated, but always very much appreciated. feel free to leave a comment down below if you have any. I'd really love to connect with you more. And thank you so much to those of you who have shown your support thus far. It really means a lot to me, and it always makes a difference. And the last thing that I want to say is thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around.